Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All are invited to the Vinlek Tree Lighting Concert this Friday, December 1st, 2023, at the Joshua Center, Annisville. Come enjoy live music from Vin Voices, the Vinlek Choir, Epic Song Steel Orchestra, and more. Start time is 6 p.m. Sharing the joy of the season with Vin Voices of Vinlet Choir as they serenade the community of Fancy with Christmas tunes this Sunday, December 3rd, 2023. Concert begins at 6 p.m. on the Fancy playing field. See you there. The Mariaqua United Friendly Society, Bonpan, extends warmest season greetings to its members and reminds them to have their books updated as the financial year comes to a close. For more information, call Mesopotamia at 458-5284, Kingstown at 451-2835, or email bonpansvg@gmail.com.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time now is 8:08, and we're back this morning with our activated morning this morning. Listen to the voice of myself, Ari, and next to me in studio, Christal, this morning. Christal, so in an interesting turn of events, I'm reading a story here on Eyewitness News that says alleged Salvation Army kettle thief fails to attend court. But I'm wondering if is it alleged if it was right on camera?
Yeah, unless you're convicted.
But even if she's not convicted, but
There's still
as a media, also we share certain responsibilities, I guess. The woman charged, I'm reading from Eyewitness News, the woman charged with theft of the Salvation Army donation collection kettle in Kingstown has failed to attend her court hearing after being granted bail. Last week, a video emerged on social media, apparently from surveillance footage in the city, appearing to show a woman stealing the kettle from outside Korea's city store. The police then launched an investigation and arrested Susan Solomon, a domestic of Barley. Vex? Solomon is my name. We're doing Miss Solomon. Solomon was charged that on November 23rd at Kingston, she stole one red kettle valued at US $92, containing 150 EC dollars in cash, the property of Salvation Army Kingston. She was further charged that on the same date and place, she, without lawful excuse, damaged one red kettle valued at US $92, the property of Salvation Army Kingston, intending to damage such property. Solomon did not appear in court on Monday for court hearing, and the matter was adjourned to February 12, 2024. Meanwhile, Captain Wilkins, how do you pronounce this? Buzereth? Bussereth.
Captain Wilkins.
Captain Wilkins, head of the Salvation Army in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, told Eyewitness News that on Friday he was saddened by the development. I'm quoting him now. He says, well, it is sad because the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines wants to help the country, and the next person again wants to destroy what we're doing, Wilkins said. It is very sad, but our responsibility, we will not give up and we will continue to move forward, he said, without identifying the alleged thief. Wilkins said it was the first time that there had been such an incident in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He said that Salvation Army is hoping to raise 200,000 EC dollars through its kettle appeal this year and urge the public to contribute to charity, noting the need has no season. But when we discussed the original theft, it was earlier this week.
Wasn't it? It was
last week. Was it last week? What was the date on this charge? The date on this charge.
Things are happening so
November
rapidly.
23rd.
Okay, so it was last week.
So it was last week.
Yeah. Because I remember something of the weekend. Anyways,
somebody was saying that she's not mentally sound. So
that would make sense.
I wonder if that is considered when she skips court. But you
still have to go through the process if she's not mentally sound or mentally well, then the court has to do whatever they need to do to, okay, maybe this person needs a psychiatric evaluation. Do they have a history? La, 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 la,
Mhm.
and then determine where to go from there. But I don't think it's, oh, people say she has a mental health issue, so let's not, or let's, still have to do what they have to do, because that could always be people assuming to not be factual. Was a warrant issued for her arrest?
More than likely.
Mm. I expected a little bit more money out of the kettle, though.
I was telling you, I
How
don't think it's
much?
much.
How much money was it? $150.
And the kettle valued more than the money found in there.
95 years for the kettle.
92.
92. 100 US is 267, 270. So that's like what, 250 US thereabout.
Roughly.
Wow. So 250 plus 150, $400. Wow. To be paid forthwith or spend 2 months in jail. Knocks the gavel.
But were you making up rulings? That sounded so real. I was like, what's that in the story? That sounded so real.
I should probably become one of those people.
Right.
Do
So
law and then work my way up. Or
the number to call, you missed the click. The number to call 457-9997. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good
I hear,
morning.
I hear, okay, I don't know her name. She sounds really excited about that. This key, this key Salvation Army. But I now woman doing. I thought, somehow I was naive to think it's the only men doing these things. But to hear a woman doing that, it's kind of surprising. And as a woman, I hope it sends a message too, because somehow I feel that she's not totally right in her mind going to do something like that. I don't think it must be a street girl, maybe somebody who lives on the street. We have one or two girls to roam the street, just like the guys. So I just hope people, women in particular, I just hope they can reach out to her. Women in particular. Thank you.
thanks.
All right. Thanks for that contribution this morning.
Is it me, or am I picking up a little bit of a gender difference here? A little bit more empathy or sympathy because it's a woman who did it. If it was a guy who did it, then what would have been people's general response? Like, would people have, if the person was in fact mentally unwell, would they have highlighted that as a reason for it?
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into responses and so on. We should reach out to, do we reach out to our men when they commit crime too?
But just remember to help Salvation Army meet their goal of 200,000 EC dollars this Christmas. Do not be distracted by this story. They still need the donations to help the less fortunate. Remember, this is a season of giving. And with that in mind, let's drop a little extra in the Salvation bucket this
Hello?
Christmas.
She probably helped the Salvation Army to exceed $200,000. Who knows? Because
I
the
hope so.
amount of quote unquote promo Salvation Army has gotten for free out of this dilemma here, it might play on people's emotions and they might contribute a little bit more this Christmas. Tilling, tilling.
Moving on,
Mhm.
this was quite interesting to me because all three of us spoke about this. The missing
You
teenage.
said both, all three of us.
Yes, I was going to say both of us. Then I remember Relisa also. So all three of us. So I said both, and then I said yeah, all three of us.
Yes, okay.
Okay, police often press charges. I'm reading a headline from Eyewitness News once more. Police often press charges after missing teenage girls are found. Many of the missing person reports issued by police in relation to teenage girls and with sex charges being brought, a senior police said yesterday. Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey agreed on a radio program that it is fair that the public, having been asked to assist in locating these teens, should be notified when they are found. I'm quoting him. Most of the time, after they have been reunited with their families, it always ends up in an investigation being done in respect of sexual assault, Bailey said, adding that a consideration is not exposing the teen victims to further public scrutiny. But I think that's I think it's either ethics or it's a law. Good morning, El Casa. I
Both.
think it's either ethics or law that you do not mention victims when they go before family court, especially for sexual assault.
Law for minors, definitely.
Oh, yes, a law for minors.
I'm not sure for adults. Maybe ethics.
I think it's ethics. Persons, the media would print the accused,
Then
but not
however,
necessarily the victim, especially if they're not a public figure. But a lot of times arrests are made. I'm quoting Bailey. A lot of times arrests are made, and maybe it is our reporting pattern that has you concerned, he said in response to a question from the radio host. He said that in many cases, charges are brought before the court after these teens are reunited with their families. Bailey, who is in charge of crime fighting in St. Vincent and Grenadines, however, said that some of these are indictable charges and are not disposed of after just one court hearing. Quoting him once more, he said, let's say if it's an unlawful sexual intercourse or rape, that matter does not finish in the family court. It reaches all the way up to the Supreme Court. So it takes some time in the system, but pretty often after the missing persons report, it ends up with sexual assault charges being laid at the family court. But one thing I'm always interested in, so most recently we had a 14-year-old going missing. What happens if she went to meet a 15-year-old?
she's underage.
She is underage. So, but does that mean that he should face the full force of the law? I always remember Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, and he will always be my reference. He has been labeled a sexual offender for life. And he was 1 year older than, I think he was 19 and the girl was 18 at the time. How do
At
you
the end
feel
of the
about
day,
that?
she is still underage. She is still underage.
But would you say that in
He's
secondary
15.
school you've never dated older
That's
than
why
you?
you just raise the age to 18, so we don't have to like worry about this.
Yeah, but isn't
Repeat the
college
question.
isn't college 17, 18?
16, 17, 18.
So if you're at second year in college and you're dating someone who just left college, you mean to tell me that is a crime to become
Yeah.
sexually involved?
Yeah. It's a crime to be sexually involved with somebody you were 14.
Well, no, 14 and 15, they should not be involved in sex, but we have to face the reality that it exists. That all farm 2, farm 3, these children are having sex. We can't ignore it. It is something that is happening currently. So what happens in that case?
Still illegal.
It is illegal, that's fact. But should that person face the full force of the law? Should that person be labeled a sex offender for the rest of their life?
We don't have the sex offender labeling thing. I don't think that's a thing here. Sex offender, look at sex offender going there. Do we do that?
Well, yeah. Well, look, the raper man guy in there. Yeah. But anyways, Bailey, he said that maybe the police can report better, adding that while he was not defending the police, he's always defending the police. They also have to consider not subjecting the teen victims to further public scrutiny. And
I don't
he's
think
right.
so.
Well,
This statement was always defending the police.
really?
So he said, right above there, they're supposed to tell us what happens afterwards. Then he said that. That's not
Mhm.
defending them.
He said maybe the police can report better, adding that while he was not defending the police, and I said, but he is always defending the police.
Yeah, but in that space that he's not defending the police, highlighting an area for further development is not on the side of the police. I don't think so. For me to say, okay, they're doing something wrong, maybe they could fix this area. That's not
But-
defending them.
But
That's not. So I think the statement, I would not agree with your statement, though. He just said it. He highlighted an error.
the police are always defending the police.
No,
Okay.
I don't think they're always defending
And-
police and they're always defending the system. No.
Okay.
I've interviewed a couple police officers here who have highlighted
let me tell you
issues
something.
within, hold on, who have highlighted issues within the system. They could have easily said, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to touch on that, or skirted around the issue or said something else. They don't always.
Let me tell you something. A story quite recently where Grant Connell pointed out in relation to the promotion of police and that sort of thing, where, and as we know, or some persons know, police usually face disciplinary action when they do certain things like that, when they speak out against the police like that. They also spoke about recently the, actually no, this wasn't an on-air conversation, but I'll say this. A police officer, when I got into the issue with the police officer, and Release is my witness. The police officer said, I saw exactly what was happening. I didn't agree with what was happening, but police don't go against police.
That's one officer.
That's
one
general
officer.
consensus.
So most officers feel that way.
That's
so
the
we can
general consensus.
I have a problem with giving general consensus.
If we ask 10 police, when policers go against police, 9 of them would say never.
So generally or mostly you have, but don't say never.
Generally.
Oftentimes.
Generally, you rarely,
for the most part,
ever hear police talking out against police publicly. But we strain from the topic a little.
Not necessarily same police.
They really said that if police ask for help, they should report back, and I agree with this. They should have received the help and are grateful, and someone has been charged. I always say that. We always only hear one half of something.
If the police ask for help, repeat that part.
Bailey said that if the police ask for help, they should report back and say that they have received the help and are grateful, and someone has been charged.
Okay. So, is that statement defending police?
You got me there.
I got you before that
no,
too.
No.
Yes, I did.
No.
You got me there.
You got me.
No, I'm telling you.
You got me there.
I could pinpoint several officers who would not sugarcoat things when they come on air. Would tell you like it is. Police doing wrong. This is an area where we understand we XYZ and we could do better. Officers need to XYZ ABC. You must listen to the wrong set of officers. That's what's happening.
We will see.
We could see.
We will see. But I must say that we've been having some very informative, and we've been having some nice exchanges on the Cop Chat. I really like the Cop Chat program. Let me just say that. So Bailey said, because when we put out information for help, the thing is, the identity of the young lady is already known. So that is the issue. We can report better in that regard. Bailey, who is also officer in charge of sexual offences unit, was asked about the circulation on social media of videos of underage girls engaging in sexual activity, talking all things in one.
Let me give you another example, right? Former commissioner of police he sat here for the second Cop Chat.
Colin John.
I said former commissioner of police, Colin John. Thank you. I don't know how to put that in because in my mind, and he said that there were areas that they needed to improve. That was not defending the police. He highlighted too. Communication was an area.
That is something they could face scrutiny for.
He didn't defend it though.
He
didn't say, "Oh, we're doing well. That's not true. Don't lie on people's radio."
Was it the Trump accent? Was it the Trump accent?
That wasn't a Trump accent.
We never lie. We only lie sometimes, not all the time, sometimes.
Boy.
Senior detective said that the public should not circulate such videos. So talking all things in one. There was a post made by very popular journalist, Kenville Hahn, regarding his writing, his pen name, his pseudonym, his real name. He can't say pseudonym. Kenville Hahn had posted on Facebook that was a video in circulation of a missing girl. And it seems like guys were taking turns involving in sexual acts with her. I don't know if that was factual,
The video?
a video was being circulated, but that the accents in the video sounded like Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh,
But a lot of people got a little riled up by it.
of course.
Naturally.
Naturally.
But I think stuff like that is also dangerous because immediately you start thinking about the recent missing girl where her mother said that she came to the school, the girl ran off, and she was last seen in Green Hill. I wonder if she was ever reunited with her parents.
What Mr. Bailey saying that statement there, that they should come back and say, oh, okay, no problem. Not an uncommon thing. These things is be so upsetting here.
If they upsetting again. But I won't lie, I am happy to hear that charges are being made against people because I don't know if it was you and I or if it was Release or we'd ask what usually happens after these girls are found.
That sounds like a Release statement.
Yeah, what happens after these girls are found? And now we're finding out that persons are usually charged. Because I don't know which hardback. You know what? It's not no hardback man, it's jelly Batman. And I'm put yourself with a 14-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl,
You'll
16-year-old
be surprised. You'll be surprised. And some of them have plenty money.
Bailey said that if you come across these videos, well, I'm paraphrasing, he said a video like that, contact the Sexual Offences Unit at 784-453-4599. He said, report that video to the police. Do not send it to your friends. Circulating it is victimizing someone who is already a victim. And despite what people believe, if someone is involved in statutory rape, they are still a victim. But I still maintain that the 1 year age difference is odd.
So you make an exception to the rule for that?
I do feel like it's strange because we know that persons date both men and women above.
And okay, if it is that it's just a year difference and the child is 14, what is so wrong with waiting a couple months until the child is 15?
They're both children. But
okay,
I'm talking, let me be clear. Because when I'm talking, I'm thinking 18, 19. Because I don't know. When I think of these things, I forget that the age here is 15. But when I'm thinking about these things, I think 18, 19.
So bring it back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines' context.
Yeah,
15.
But in St. Vincent and the Grenadines' context, how many of these children really know what it is that they're doing? They're just happy to get a little excitement. They introduce to sex. So what is Farm 4 age? 15?
14, 15.
14, 15. So you're in Farm 4, Farm 3. You're in Farm 4. You're dating a Farm 3 person. Do you deserve to face criminal charges?
It's a crime, right?
Yeah, but I'm asking you an honest opinion, like outside of the actual law, because there are laws that not everyone would feel as strongly about.
I personally don't think you should be getting involved with any sexual activity at 15.
We can both agree on that.
Right? So, yes, full force.
A Farm 4 student. You're wicked. Them girls, they're wicked. They're wicked.
Focus on your work. Focus on the work.
Wicked.
Look, we have officials, politicians, even the prime minister saying there's so many things so many opportunities out there for you.
Wicked, Christal.
Focus on your work.
What about propping up the HFLE teachers and the counselors to remind the students to abstain, have more abstinence programs? I know they haven't been that fruitful in the past, but some of them work. Let's have more creative ways to get these children to abstain. Tell them if you have sex under 14, you get AIDS. Tell them something. Get them to abstain.
There are so many
to face
reasons.
the full force of the law
There
at
are
Farm 4.
so many reasons why I think they should be encouraged to just wait. I mean, yeah, give an alternative, and that's not the only means for somebody who can have consensual with somebody else. That's not the only means. And I don't think that's the only thing that should be told to them, because if you keep preaching abstinence, which I think is what should be said, but that's my personal view. If you keep preaching abstinence only, is there space to talk about safe sexual practices? And then they go out and then they get the misinformation from places that they shouldn't be getting the information from. And then, bam, you end up with an STD or an STI. Some of it is lifelong. You end up pregnant or you end up impregnating somebody else. Teach them everything, everything. Still stress. I mean, that's subjective though. Focusing on abstinence is subjective. I would focus on abstinence. But if you know, at over 15 legally, this is such a touchy topic here because
It is.
a lot of it is coming from like your values and your moral values. Yeah, there's law, age 15 and whatever, but I think predominantly we're still a very Christian society. And but in 2023 or within recent time, there's been an attempt to like balance reality, I think, and religion. Because so religion will tell you, Christianity, Bible will tell you, no sex before marriage. But realistically speaking, people are gonna go out and experiment and have sex before they get married. So do you not teach them as a religion or a church or whatever?
Remember, fornication was a law.
It was I don't know about that. I don't know about the history about it. But do you not teach them about safe ways too, and leave them, let them be? Who teaches them the safe way to boy? This weirder. Who teaches them the safe way to sin? You don't teach them to sin point blank.
Yeah, but if
Wow.
something is happening, then.
Yeah.
Anyways,
For the non-Christian people, what happens?
we'll take a break here. We'll come back and we could discuss the 9 Mornings Festival launch this Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm looking forward to that. And I really
Nine
love
who?
9 Mornings. I really, 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 really look forward to 9 Mornings. And also, there's a story in Searchlight that the prison officer that was charged with rape was found not guilty. We'll jump into that.
Prison officer?
We'll jump into
Police
that
taking over the whole
after
morning or what?
these ads.